Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. Welcome to next Scott City ERPC here on the channel. Right, I would like to apologise about the um, delay in the updates for everything that's been going on lately. I have been very busy with different projects with Nexus networks. I've just not had time to do the uh, live streaming to get these updates out. Not a lot's changed in the 5M server. Um, I'll go through some of the changes that you've seen before, but not all of the changes have been explored. So I'll go through some of the vehicles, some of the newer fleet that we have in, and explain to you what the newer fleet is, what department it's in, and if it's got an electric variant. Uh, 3 months ago, we went into an electric variant fleet. So we've now got both diesel, petrol, and the electric fleet. The electric fleet is one of the most popular fleet within the community. The cars are quick, fast, and nimble, and plus it gives officers the chance to sneak up on the civilians without hearing that diesel engine coming right at you. So there's mixed emotions, but generally 9 times out of 10, the lads like driving the electrics. They're quick and straight off the mark. I have forgotten an electric, so I will put it at the very end once we get through. We start off with the Ford Focus on an 18 plate. This is currently serving as the Chief Officer's vehicle. That'd be me. At the moment, we've got light bar fitted with two ions on the front and a RSG plate, two side light-ins and two rear bumper light-ins. No lights in the back window, but yeah, as I said, this is currently serving as my vehicle and will be going, once we get the back seats sorted, that will be going over uh, once, yeah. So once it gets sorted out and the back seats you're able to get into the back seats. Without be going over to traffic, but at the moment there is an issue with the back seats, and we need to sort it out. Going over to the Skoda Octavia, this has got the code-free Bassoot light bar, one of Scotland's newest light bars to be used. I think this was one of the first vehicles to have it fitted. Again, we've got side mounting lights in the rear windows, two ions, two lights on the grille, and one on the some on the number plate. Again, this vehicle is in traffic. The difference is this one is diesel, that one is electric. So this is an electric variant of the vehicle. Just to bring that transparency through, I'll just drive that. As you can hear, that is an electric that is quite quick off the mark. So let me just park this up. I meant to say, I did actually mean to say that this one here done by Steely Dan. This one here done by Steely Dan's, George's workshop, and that one was done by George's workshop. Most of these have been done by George's workshop. The creator of this isn't worth a mention, so I'm not going to mention his name. Again, another one of Steely Dan's fantastic vehicles. This is the standby. This is the 22 on a 72 plate Volvo V90 newer model. So again, most of the setups are the same. Rear window reflective blue lights, and generally just the same setup. The only thing is in Scotland, they only have one AMPR camera, not two. But these vehicles were fitted with two due to I was buying them off a custom spec from someone else. The Volvo V90 cross country off-road 4x4. Again, it's a. I believe this is a. It's based on a 22 model, but it's actually a 20 model on a 72 plate. It's exactly the same as that one, just that it's had a little bit of a facelift. Going over to one of the newer vehicle, one of the favourite vehicles in our fleet at the moment. This is the Audi RS6. Now, bear with me here. I do have a disclaimer for this. A lot of people will say that Police Scotland don't have them. Police Scotland will be getting them at the end of this year. There is currently 6 of them sitting up at Commissioner's Park, waiting for conversion. So we don't know what they're going to look like. So I don't know if they're going to be this light bar, the Defender, or it's going the Liberty 2, sorry, or it's going to be an entirely different light bar. Hello, Morris. Welcome. So at the moment, these are sitting stocked at Commissioner's Park in Scotland, and I have not got a clue exactly what they are going to look like. So before anybody starts... So yeah, if anybody's going to start keyboard warring, right, I have been told by a very reliable source, a guy called Alex, he sent me a picture of them. I've seen the picture, and they are sitting at Commissioner's Park in Scotland, and they haven't currently been converted. So I don't know if I've actually still got... yes, I do. So if I go to here, do I still have the picture? I do. My Discord has decided to crash. No, the picture has been taken. The picture is no longer available, apparently. Or Discord has gone down, but yes, they are sitting at Commissioner's Park at the moment. No, not much gets given away, but also at the same time, we do have electric vehicles now. So we went into electric vehicles, and not much gets away through that. We have the ID4 that'll bring out at the end. Let me just put it daytime again. Right, moving on. We've got the Traffic Volvo CX90. Unfortunately, we will be getting this completely redone. The thing looks like it's a go-kart. Really don't like it. It's the complete wrong light bar. And there's bits missing all over it, lights and so on and so forth. Nothing to scream home about, so I'll be paying for that to get redone. Back over to Steely Dan's. This is a 22 plate BMW X5. It's supposed to be a 20 plate vehicle, but it's on a 22 plate. Same setup as much as the other vehicles that you've seen. Side lights, I will. Hello, Tabika. Good evening. I will show you the light setup once I get through all the vehicles because the light setup has now been changed. So I will show you the light setup on the light bars. So yeah, not much to show you there. Right, so we've now got for the longest time the Volkswagen Avito van, the most up to date one. This is the diesel version, and that is the electric version. Again, this is just a cell van, nothing really to see ride home about, so we won't go into specifics with this. But yeah, this is just another vehicle added to our growing van fleet. Once again, the electric vehicles, I'll jump in just to show people that is electric. That is quite quick, so you have to be careful. So there you go. And then you've got the collision investigation unit one next to us. Again, same light bar setup as the other ones. This has lane directional light bars like everyone else, and there's a few touches that need to be done for it. So if I go back up to the top, let me get into this vehicle here. I will show you the that's the wrong vehicle. We'll use this one then. It wants us to. Right. Let me just pull this thing out. So we do have stop start to save your fuel. So if I press J, you can see that the blue lights now come on. I'll turn it to evening just so that it looks a little bit better. I think this is the Cheese Super coming down. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted evening. Yep, no. Okay, we'll go night. Right, if I turn it to night, I would like to say, obviously, my lights are extremely bright. If you suffer from epilepsy, then this is not really a video for you to watch. So please bear in mind that they are extremely bright. Right, so we'll start off normal blues, and then you've got your 6 side to side. You've then got your lane directionals left if you press K, and then your lane directional right if you press L. So these are some of the changes that have been made. That works on pretty much all of the vehicles. So it doesn't matter what vehicles you have, as long as it's in traffic and it has got this light bar, they will work the same. I will just get the ID4 out, the lovely anticipated, fantastic ID4. ID4 SP. Oh, no, is it I4 SP? Or is it DS? There we go. So yeah, one of the other electric vehicles that we have on the fleet, the ID4, absolutely fantastic vehicle to drive. Quite nimble, actually, the old ID4, I have to say. I have drove it a few times. The ID4 is one of the vehicles that can just shift when it wants to. Good in pursuits. Good for pretty much anything that you could think of. Some of the lads have had it in a pursuit. Very little got away from it. Just all round nice car to drive, really. Again, light setup, pretty bog standard. You just have two different options. So you can have blues and reds on if you would like, or you can just have your rear reds. Going over to going back to the RS6, I did mean to say that firearms do have the electric version. At the moment, only firearms have an electric version, but an electric version will be coming to traffic. As you can see, that the chief superintendent here has currently got the lights going. So this is what the lights setups looks like on this vehicle when the lights are on. So absolutely same setup. Two-tone sirens on it just to make it a little bit more noticeable. Full interior as well in the vehicle. So yeah, not much else to show you here. Obviously. So yeah, we'll take the ID4 for a spin. I'll show you how fast the electric vehicles are. They are quite good. So let me get the lights on. So yeah, stop start was a new feature that we added. Uh, 1 minute. Why can I not? Oh, is the ELS crashed? Restart. ELS. Yeah, it crashed. Right. Let's. Yeah, the fleet's looking really nice now. We don't. There's quite a few stations across the map. We're constantly reviewing the stations. Oh, I forgot about that. I thought they were going to come down a little bit faster, but obviously not. You can lose a tyre now. So some of the other script changes that we've made, you can lose a tyre. So if you hit something really hard, you've got, or you hit a bump too hard in the road, you can lose a tyre. You can also, here you go. That was a perfect one. So yeah, that's me just lost my tyre already. I've deliberately done that as well. You cannot pick up the tyre. So yeah, there's no replacing your tyres now. You can't shuffle seats as always. So that was another thing that was added. You can fix the car if you've got admin like I have, but then you're limited to 43 miles an hour. We've also got a new boot script where you can actually see the things in the back of the boot. I'll show you that in just a second once I get to the motorway. So yeah, you're really restricted if you fix your vehicle. If I fix it again, it fixes the speed. No, the vehicle's just completely broken. We have drones as well, so we are operating the drones, the helicopter, and we've got some new bases. So yeah, unfortunately, if you lose all your tyres, your front tyres, your car just completely doesn't go anywhere. You can't steer, you can't drive. The reason why we put in the script to lose a tyre and you can't put them back on is to stop people from running away, because like we were chasing people like all the time, like non-stop, and we then decided to go, well, you have a big crash, what is likely going to happen? Uh, yeah, Morris, we have it all because I run the community on accountability and high standards, but I do want to also make it so you have real life as well, like parts of real life, because a lot of communities, a lot of communities would have it where it's real life as such, but there's no accountability, and that's one thing that I want to bring is accountability to the community, because I think that having that level of accountability where you have to watch how you're driving, you've got you've got to have some sort of impact if you're driving recklessly, because in the world of 5M, well, in GTA default, you can do whatever you want when you want, and the only thing that's going to happen is you then get killed. And that's the thing. Like, you hit a lamppost in this game, and you'll come flying out your windscreen. But there has to be some sort of punishment for not only you driving bad, but the police driving bad. So if the police are driving bad, they can also lose a wheel. That then helps the civilian. Well, yeah, you don't want any cake offences, but the thing is like that sort of helps because the civilian loses a wheel. The civilian then can't go and then steal another car because we tell them that that's not allowed, right? So once you have lost a car, once you've lost a wheel, you've lost a wheel. You have to get out and you run as hard as you can. What? So they were the sort of things that we brought in. What else have we brought in? We have got Cubicore in the server. This is to help officers eat and get breaks, so they can eat and have breaks. So we have over 71 things in the shop. I'll scroll down slowly so you can see everything. The deputy chief constable, I've got the picture actually. The deputy chief constable literally has about 52. Yeah, Morris, I totally agree, and that's one thing that we don't do because we do hold members accountable for their actions. Because at the end of the day, all the our all the officers will face the same treatment. So if they crash a police car, uh, uh, the collision investigation unit or garage manager is called out. That's normally who at the moment the professional standards lead. He runs the collision investigation unit at the moment, and one thing they get done is they get breathalyzed, they get questioned, pictures are taken, and then obviously from there we decide on who's at fault. And if the person's at fault, we would give them obviously the points on their license. If they get more than 12 points, they're banned from driving any emergency service vehicle within the server, but they're not banned from driving their own vehicle. So that's just some of the stuff that we are working on implementing in a longer term. But at the end of the day, we're driven to what the members are wanting, but also the sole responsibility is up to the professional standards lead to then decide on the accountability. side of things. So we do have a dedicated, the ACC, or the Assistant Chief Officer, H. Quinzel, he is the executive lead authority to risk management and effort and regulating governance. So he's the one that deals with all the complaints, but he also deals with the accountability side. So yeah, going back to this, as I was saying, the Deputy Chief Constable literally had about, I think, 53 tins of baked beans in our inventory when we checked it. So yeah, 73 items, over 70 items in here, so you can pick any one of these items to eat, drink, or snack on. You do have to snack sometimes. As you can see down here, there is a hunger and thirst bar, and you have to keep that in tip-top condition. If you drink whiskey, beer, or vodka on the new breathalyzer, that will be noticeable. So that will be integrated to these. So if you drink alcohol, that will come up in the breathalyzer. You no longer need to set that. What else do we have in other than Marks and Sparks? We do actually have a Greg's. Greg's was not fully set up yet. But yeah, we do. You don't mind some vodka. Yeah. You don't want to be drinking it in this. We do have a banking system as well. For civilians, there is these speed cameras. So these speed cameras will take money out of your cubicle inventory if you go through them. Somewhere, I don't know where, there is congestion cameras. You pay once a week for congestion charges and ULEZ charges, but I don't actually know where the cameras are. I think that's this one here. I believe that this is a ULEZ camera right behind it, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, that all goes to the police fund, but you only pay ULEZ once a week. So don't worry, if you get double charged, we'll refund you. Right, so we've got Luigi's Bank, LG Mods banks. They look a lot better. I like them. People think that the Marmite, I love them. Obviously, we've got the old money situation here, account number and all of that stuff. You can get a card, you can use an ATM, you can buy cars, you can buy apartments, you can have a mansion house if you ask nicely to the deco. So yeah, there's all of these things currently in the server. We've got British scenery. Excuse me. I was talking. So Greg's is right near the police station. So it's not even a 2-minute walk from the police station. And then you find yourself at the lovely Greg's. What's in Greg's, you may ask? Not a lot at the moment. We haven't finished adding it. Oh, well, there is quite a lot, but not everything's finished. You can get your breaking sign. You can get your rolls, your baguettes, your donuts, your pizza, your steak bakes, your chocolate chip cookies, and your yum-yums. A large mocha and a few drinks there just to keep your thirst going. And again, that is not that far away from the police station. So what else have we added? We've added moderation to the server. So if you join and leave, the Discord will be noted. If you talk or say anything in the server chat, we will be able to see it on Discord. This way we can monitor the server with not being in it, so we can see what people are up to. But we don't regularly check the chat. It's only when somebody is trying to either break into the admin or trying to use admin commands. These are all locked by default through TX admin, so you can't really use them. But you never know with the old exploiters. Going on to some other things that have changed, we have now got a script. I'll go down here. I'll show you some of the newer scripts that we've just added. So if I go here and then go here, I know the front isn't working. So if I just stop here, bearing in mind the script should be working. I don't think it is. Let me go into TX admin again. Nice A there. Is it stopped? Is that what the problem is? It has. No, I think it's on. Well, that should be on, but yeah, that it is on. So if I go into say a police van, spawn police T. Oh no. So one of the major issues we were having with players is they really didn't like the fact that the AIs would crash into everything. So now, yours truly here has now made a script that actually stops AIs. So you can park in a lane with your lights on. Doesn't matter what type of lights are on, but yeah, you can basically just stop and get out your car. Sometimes they glitch. I can't be 100%. It can't be 100% perfect. You can get out your car, leave your lights going, and nothing, absolutely nothing will happen. They'll literally just stop behind your vehicle. They will not move when you get out. I can turn off my lights, get out. They'll start moving. Turn the rear reds on. If I start moving, they'll then start moving. If I go like this, they give it a few seconds because you have to. Turn my blues on. Let's go into this lane, and they should start stopping. They will sometimes change lanes, but yeah, they will change lanes eventually, sort themselves out. It's just because I stopped them further up. So that's one of the ways to stop them. So yeah, if I just sit here, they shouldn't really ram into me. Obviously, like I say, a little bit buggy, sometimes they do, but generally 9 times out of 10 you can stop with your lights on and they will just sort themselves out. And they will find a way to either go past you or just stop behind you. So I'll just drive a little bit further on, let them come, and then we'll do that. So as you can see, they are stopping. The force field is a little bit far. I do need to turn it down. It is a work in progress script. But yeah, it's one of the ones where it needs to be sorted out. If it does work properly, I can close all the lanes. Let me just do this. So this script is unique to this community. Uh, it took me 3.5 hours to do it. It was not the easiest script to make. It needed quite a few adjustments. And this is one of the ways you can now stop the traffic from running into you. So if I put the vehicles there, and then obviously you'll see they will not move now. Obviously, they might move at some stages, but for the majority of it, they will just sit there and do absolutely nothing. As I said, there was another way of doing it. You can get a police car. You can get your. Let me just put the police car here, and then that just blocks off that. There we go. And then we will go to here. Nope. So we'll come up to the back of the Cougar. Click the Cougar. Yeah, open trunk. Nope, it's not working again. So there is actually a boot script if you can get into it. Ah, here we go. We can just do it that way. F5. Here we go. Let's do a road close. Here we go. And then if we look at this, it's not working again. So yeah, if you look at that, there's traffic management on it. The script crashes ever so often. But yeah, if you look at that, you're able to then use it to close the road and or lane change them so they can move out of the way. Let's get rid of these. But yeah, all the uniforms remain the same. Literally. If I go on to, actually, let me just move over here so I don't get run over. We'll go to create female. There has been a few changes in the female variety. Namely, if I just get rid of this. Let me just turn this around. So here we go. And then that'll be bottoms. Right. Shoes. It's like 50 something, isn't it? So obviously standard female, and then I go into props, go to hats, look up a few. Right, so we have now got bowler hats for females. Unfortunately, they are not exactly Scotland, but we do have. They are actually from the Met, but we don't talk about that. Male and female PC. I believe this is male and female inspector. Sorry, female inspector. 999 response and traffic. And I believe that is the same. That is the. I don't even know what that is. And then we have the ACC to Chief Constable, white and black. So there is two versions of this, which you will regularly see out on patrol. As far as out body armour goes, you've got your standard yellow one. Unfortunately, there is no female ones at the moment for Scotland, so we've had to improvise. There's quite a few of them and a dog section, and there is the here is the DCC's uniform. So this is what you would regularly see out walking about. Again, it's got the only reason why we got it was because of the braid on the hat. So when you are looking at the DCC, you can see that she is about and where she's at. So that concludes all of what we need to discuss on the Scott City side of things as we move on to Nexus Networks. A lot of people have been asking how Nexus Networks is going. Nexus Networks is going swimmingly. We are working on expanding to roadblocks. So we've got a good couple of maps. We've got 2 maps in a work in progress, and one that is, well, we've got one map that's just really being completed, where there's not much more we can do with the map. So we've got a Costa Coffee, and we have Ely Town, which is based on police, ambulance, and fire. That is, again, that is just finished. We're struggling to find any more to do with that map. And again, we're just looking at what other maps we can bring out. We are working on a store type thing, so we're looking at a shop, a supermarket shop, just as a bit of entertainment. These maps are highly popular on roadblocks. So we've got, as I say, Ely Costa Coffee, and then we're going to have the supermarket, and then in the future move it into Premier Inn. No, not Premier Inn, Travel Lodge, in a future mapping situation. So quite a number of start projects on the roadblocks that have been taking up a lot of time. Again, no new staff in Nexus Networks at the moment. We are still looking for volunteers to come on board. However, the issue is it's voluntary, and there's all this problems that we're facing as an organisation and as a company. Where we now have to comply with certain company regulations. Staff have to do a DBS. You have to do an enhanced DBS and bars list check. We have to comply with data protection regulations. all very, very awkward to get somebody in. It can take a few weeks to get someone in. So it is quite hard at the moment, obviously, because we have to do DBS and all of that. The DBS has to be up to date. We have to check you for against vulnerable adults and children database systems. So it's really hard. It's not easy. Running the company is quite fine. It's still running. It hasn't shut down as many people say that it has. No, it hasn't shut down. It's just we're struggling to keep up with time. The time pressure, obviously, running the business, being open 9 till 6, Monday to Thursday, part time on a Friday, really, really difficult to keep going the way that we're going with Nexus Networks. And then obviously we're all taking our fair share at being on the phones. So yeah, sometimes I run reception, sometimes we do admin work, sometimes we get random phone calls. So yeah, it is quite hard across the entire board to keep going. It's been one of the it's been a tough couple of months since November 2024. But we are starting to get to the point where we can start looking forward at Nexus Networks as a company. The current staff, apart from the odd one or two people, the staff are working extremely hard to bring everything together, and that's either through the videos, live streaming, servers, everything on top of it to bring to the players for absolute free. It's a challenge, but we overcome the challenges, and we're starting to find it a lot easier to negotiate, to bring new content, to bring up-to-date stuff across Nexus Networks. What is happening with Nexus Networks? Where does it see itself? So all of the game instances and all the servers will go under the ownership of Nexus Networks. That will be as in from Monday. They will become the official ownership of Nexus Networks. The reason for that is because if anything happens, then Nexus Networks itself owns it, and there is some protection for them, and then the business can then claim ownership if need be. I will be staying as the owner. I have no plans of retiring at this stage or leaving the business. But yeah, Nexus Networks will own all the gaming servers and all the assets as of from Monday when I sign them over to Nexus Networks. Once that has gone over to Nexus Networks, that'll see all the Roadblocks instances, the 5M, the Eurotruck, the BCS, basically all of the servers that we own now fall under the ownership of Nexus Networks Group. That gives the business more authority. If anything happens to me, then they can take ownership of the current infrastructure that we have in order to continue to run, fund, and pay for Nexus Networks. So that is what's happening from Monday. Other than that, the Discord's there. You can join. You can ask any questions. We do encourage people to join the Discord if you want to stay up to date with any of the latest information. The applications for 5M have now reopened. I do apologise to people if you have been trying to applicant to the 5M community in the last couple of months. Fortunately, we did not realise that there was one of the settings weren't working properly and you weren't able to submit an application. That was now rectified. So, yeah, there shouldn't be any problems now. Patrol days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30. You can join full time, part time. Part time 1 day a week, full time 2 days a week. We ask only for you to stay for the minimum of 1 hour. So if you, 1.5 hours. Sorry. So if you join at say at 7:30, you can leave at 9 o'clock. Patrols tend to run over till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So they should stop at 9 o'clock, but they have been running over quite a little bit. So yeah, by 8:30, 9 o'clock, you can leave, depending if you tell us that you need to leave earlier than the 1 hour and 30 minutes that we ask for your time. If you can't join a patrol, then you can make it up the following week. That just means that you have to join 3 patrols the following week, but you need to tell us in advance of the patrols. So if you tell us on a Monday you can't make it, you can make it to that patrol, but then you can't make it to any other patrols, then that's absolutely fine. What are the benefits of full? So within part-time, the highest rank you can be is superintendent. So if you're full-time, you can be an assistant chief constable, deputy, or anything like that. So you can come into executive level. So that's going to be, that's one of the perks. Full-time, obviously, you get to go into a different department if you're full-time. So when you're part-time, you only are allowed to go into neighbourhood policing. So you're in the CPT. Or 999 response, depending. But if you're full-time, you get to choose traffic, firearms, dog section, drone unit, aircraft, any department you want, but you cannot be in a full-time, part-time members can't be in a full division. So that's basically the difference of it. Full-time members obviously get the benefit of being on live streams, videos and stuff like that, where part-time members might not get that option, depending on obviously when people are live streaming, recording and all of that. So yeah, obviously we restrict vehicles by driving ticket. So if you don't have a driving ticket, so you don't, so part-timers, they do not get anything over advanced, I think, response driving ticket or response driving ticket IPP. So if you're part-time, you won't be getting your advanced driving ticket. If you go from full-time member to part-time member, there's a chance that you might keep your ticket. But I can't confirm that because it really depends on, we run that on a case-to-case basis. So every vehicle is locked. So the taser's locked to a Discord role. The vehicles are locked, so you can't go in. You can't come into the server and then drive a level 1 vehicle without that level 1 vehicle, without you having a ticket. It's the same as you can't go up to a fire station and then walk in because you need obviously a fire tag. Is Harleen here as well? Harleen is currently on annual leave. Uh, he is currently on annual leave at the moment. He will be back. When will he be back? Next Wednesday, I believe. But yes, Harleen is here. He's head of regulatory compliance. So yes, he's also the assistant chief officer. So yeah, as a do they use 999 response units? Yes, the the thing is Police Scotland changed so much over COVID. It's really hard to keep up. As far as I know from officers that I know in Police Scotland, and I know a lot of officers really, really well, um, the whole point in 999 was that there was to be a unit that would deal with all 999 calls. So that would be the first call unit on scene, the people that could do IPP. To me, personally, I don't see the difference between CPT and 999 response. They're run by two different sergeants, but the same inspector, the same chief inspector. They're almost the identical units, to be honest. The only difference is the only difference you've got within the units is the fact that one uses Mike November and the other one uses Echo November and the other one uses Echo Mike. Like that's the only difference in them, that they have two different unique call signs. But generally, if you ask me personally, my personal opinion, it's the same it's the same unit, and we are going to merge 999 and CPT together as one unit. So if whoever becomes the inspector of, because we currently don't have an inspector of the 999 or the CPT team. If you become inspector or or area area commander, you'll then take on both the responsibility of the two units. So not only will you be sharing the vehicles, you will also be one big unit, and you'll merge into one. Because there is absolutely no point in having two separate units for what I would consider as the same thing. Right, so very, very quickly, we'll jump into one of the electric vehicles. I've drove around this tin can for a little while, so let's get into one of the electric vehicles. Let's do ARV 22, I think that is. No, that's not it. That's ARV 21. Right. Before I drive this, I would like to say I will be coming on Costa at some point. I would like to say before I drive this, just a disclaimer, if anybody likes RS6s, I do apologise for what we have done to it. This is one of our firearms command units, normally driven by the assistant chief officer or the deputy chief constable. So yeah, I do apologise for what I've done to it. We've gave it a little bit of an engine upgrade. Quite physically, we've gave it an engine upgrade. So that is, stand by. That is electric. and it is actually quite quick. So yeah, we decided to turn it electric. Electric vehicles in this community, they're quite popular, to believe it or not. I don't know why. Whoopsies. Yeah, I think that was just karma, that one. You're offended. I've lost my tyre. Was that you, Morris? Did you take my tyre off? You made me lose my tyre because you got offended with the vehicle. So yeah, as I said, the electric vehicles in this community, highly popular. I don't know why, but they are just highly popular. The members love them. We've got quite a few electric vehicles actually. We've got a few we've got 2 ambulance vans that are electric. We've got quite a few cars. All right, yeah. If you really want me to offend you, Morris, I could, but you probably not like it. But I could bring you out one car that would be unoffensive to your eyes, your ears, and your well, to every part of your body, really. I can get it out. I've got one car that's more offensive than this. 2 seconds. Let me get it out. It's. What about this? What about this electric vehicle? The Mitsubishi IEV. Does this make it better? Very good in the suits, this, when you're going down the back lane. Adam, hello, welcome. Let's see what Morris thinks of this. Don't know if he's here, actually. He should be. He might be. So you don't like it, no? Right. He doesn't like it, lads. He's insulted already. Somebody broke me chat. Right. So, dog section. Let's have a. Actually, do you know what we'll do? Just so. Actually, Morris, I do have one good thing for you. Actually, now, come when you mentioned about disciplinaries. Let me go over here. When people get driving banned, there's only 2 things they're allowed to do. Right? One, now this is related to inspectors and above. So if the inspectors aren't happy with somebody's driving, you can give them this. So this is the punishment if you get 12 points. You have to go on a push bike. If you get another 12 points and you're banned from the push bike, you then have to walk. the rules are that if the inspector or chief inspector tells the controller, right, they have the reserved right to tell the controller to send the person either walking or on the push bike, right, as far as they would like. So you could literally tell somebody that, yeah, the bike's a bit broken, I'll fix it again. So you could literally say to somebody, like, to the civilian, that there is somebody on a push bike, and you could follow them behind, and you could watch them go all the way up here. And I mean, literally, look at. So there's a town all the way up there. We'll go up, but if you follow all this road up, right, and it keeps going up and up and up Mount Chiliad, all the way up to here, and then it goes all the way down there, and they would be expected to walk or cycle all the way up. So that's one of the punishments that you can have if you're driving suspended. We will tell the civilian to do a job up there. Going on to some of our other vehicles now. I know that people want to see some of the other vehicles. So we do have garages as pointed here. So I'll go into the garage and we'll flick through some of the vehicles. We have the Vauxhall Astra grey 999 response vehicle on a 64 reg. The Peugeot 308 Active on a 22 reg. Ford Focus 71 reg. The 67 reg Peugeot 308 SW. Another 308 SW. I believe this is the 18 reg. Just to let you know that this is the only 999 response vehicle that has an ANPR camera on it. 20 on a 20 plate, the Peugeot 308 SW. On a 14 plate, this is the Vauxhall. It's the Ford Focus. Sorry. The ID4, as you've already seen, 22 plate, and the old on an 08 plate, the Ford Focus wagon. 18 plate Ford Transit Custom. I believe this is the 15 plate Ford Transit. 2022 Ford Antonio station vehicle and the electric version of the same van. Only one vehicle for the airport. This, I believe, yeah. This is the Ford Transit Custom Glasgow Airport vehicle. And then in the traffic... Oh, no, I think I've skipped one. Where's community? Ah, here we go. Ford Transit High Roof Double Lomax Light Bar. Ford Transit High Roof Mini Injustice. The offensive vehicle that Morris doesn't like. The Vauxhall Astra White. Ford Cougar. BMW i3. 22 Ford Cougar. Also, this is an electric. Ford Ranger. Vauxhall Astra, 62 plate. Another Ford Transit. another Ford Transit, another Ford Transit. Mercedes, a Vito 2012, and then we'll go on to the traffic unit. E61 traffic unit, X5, X-Drive Tourer, that is now been retired. Unmarked V90, marked V90 72 plate. No, it isn't. That's a 68 plate. 72 plate Volvo V90. The cross country that doesn't seem to be in. Skoda Octavia. This one is the demonstrator. Skoda Octavia diesel version. And then there is an electric version as well. You've got the X5 unmarked, the 530, the 525D unmarked. You've then got the 20 G31, 330D Liberty 2, G31 530. That doesn't count. Chief Inspector's Volvo CX70. That doesn't need to be there anymore. That's got replaced. 18X5, 17X5, 19X5, E70, and the X520 on a 22 plate. And then you've got the CX90 and then the RS6 Avant. Going over now to our bike section, you have the Kawasaki 1400 GTR, the unmarked version, and the BMW 12,000R. There is two other bikes. One of them is mine. The other one is for executive officers. You would have seen them in the recent live stream. You have the Land Rover Discovery Collision Investigation Unit vehicle. Just a quick disclaimer, this vehicle, as in from 2020, has now been officially retired after it blew its engine at the scene of a road traffic incident. So this vehicle is no longer an active vehicle within Police Scotland. It has now been replaced with a Ford Transit. And then the Peugeot Collision Investigation Unit as well. So they're all the vehicles in that listing. Unfortunately, we don't have dogs in there, so I'll just get the... oh yeah, it's VS, isn't it? So in this one, we have the... I don't want to... We do have... So we have the Peugeot dog van, the 5008. Skoda Octavia Scout. Ford Transit Connect. The amount of vehicles we have in this server. The Avaro dog section comes with cages. All of the vehicles come with cages. None of the lights have been set up. We've got the partner. And then the last one will be the Skoda, the wee Skoda. So they're all the dog section. In the big boys toys, we have the 71, the 13 on a 13 plate Mercedes Sprinter short. These are the big toys. If I do slash foot, you can actually put the cage up and down. All vehicles come with stop and start for idling. That way you don't end up ruining your fuel consumption and you don't keep running out of fuel. That was one of the worst things, and people were complaining about it non-stop. So we added it where you don't run out of fuel. Mercedes Sprinter 2022, on a 69 plate, the Mercedes Sprinter 22 foot long riot van. Again, no cage in this. The reason why there isn't any cage in this is because the windows are, if you throw a brick at the window, the windscreen, that'll just bounce off and smack you straight in the face again. So you don't need that one. We'll skip that one. In our drone section now, we have so we don't have the actual official drone vehicles. Police Scotland only use one, and that's I think it's a Ford. It's a Ford Ranger, and I don't like it. So yeah, so we've got this 66 X5 for the drones, and it also comes with a complete uniform as well. But also, for everyone that wants to know, if I do drone, and then two, yes, here's the drone. So you have two versions of the drone, and this is one of them. So that also comes complimentary with a drone and a car. You can apply to be in the drone unit if you're a full-time member. If you become full-time, you are able to become a full-time drone operator. We do like drone operators in the community. It just saves us from having to utilise the helicopter. Here you go, here's the drone pilot. So yeah, you are able to do this as well. So this is the normal officers. Drone units led by a sergeant. The sergeant gets a lovely... The sergeant will get a lovely black car to stick out like a sore thumb. And again, you've got a nice sign there saying drone in operation. Watches on an extra that is part of the car, so you just need to go into extras and disable it. Going on to the next vehicle, you have a nice air ambulance vehicle. These don't get used that often, but they are there if the helicopter isn't available. Then we can still have air ambulance driving about. You have a couple of different versions, and then you have Sierra Papa 70. Now, let me just turn this off a minute. So the sound for the helicopter is the real Eurocopter sound engine. So that is quite loud. So when I start this, when it gears up and it's ready to take off, that will be a mighty loud in your ears. So I do apologise. So I'm just giving you an early warning. You might want to slide it down just a tad, because this is pretty loud. So I'm going to start it now. But if it is a bit too loud, just slide it down. I think my volume's a little bit down, but what do we have? We have a camera. you can lock on to vehicles by pressing spacebar. So if I lock onto that vehicle, then that camera will follow that vehicle wherever it goes. You can grapple down from the helicopter if you're in the back seat. You can also hover the helicopter as well. The helicopter will go into hover mode by doing /hover. So yeah, that's that bit out the way. British Transport Police, never really used. Ambulance, again. Bike that falls through the ground. Motorbike. Ambulance officer's vehicle. This is for the duty managers, duty managers or management of the ambulance service. They get their own dedicated car. BMW i2, BMW 2 Series. It's a heap of junk. Again, i3, just to keep people going. If you're an NHS doctor, the only closest is the ambulance service are going to get into this vehicle is driving it. Double crewed 2020 vehicle. 19 vehicle, my apologies. 2010 ice cream van, as I call it. And then you have another one anyway, which is an 18. Training vehicle. Sorry. Yeah. You're wondering why I'm turning off the music is because these are actually taking real life music. So it's actually UK radio that's playing.
Evening on Capital Extra, and I've got
possibly
the biggest diss track of all time.
I don't want Capital Extra, thank you. It's because the ELS isn't all set up yet because we've recently changed. Mitsubishi Shogun, we've got the 4x4 Walker. This is sort of 305. And then in fire, we have a list of vehicles. We also have a fire motorbike as well, actually. That was the wrong one. A nice fire motorbike. So yeah, we have a fire motorbike in case that fire need to get somewhere quick and they're not able to get anywhere. Ex-Grampian, DIM unit, OSU, nearly every MAN going. Driver's training vehicle as well. Water rescue. So this is the water rescue vehicle.
With a dedication to help me on the drive.
So yeah, all these lights will be working in due course. It's just they're taking a while to set up. But yeah, obviously little bits here and there, but that's the majority of the vehicles, and that's just a run through of it. We've got lockers across the entirety of the stations, so you can go to lockers and easily put your T-set uniforms on. The lockers work by Discord, so you can't go into any uniforms that you're not allowed to be assigned to. Mainly, the servers run by Albo's FMS. So if I do something like, say that, that'll tell me I'm not attached to a CAD, but generally, you get all your information on CAD. So if I do FMS, I can just pull up Storm, and I can do things on here. PNC checks, or I can type it in and stuff like that. ANPR hits as well. Forums, I can fill out forms and stuff. So yeah, all this is integrated, and I can also do the custody form as well, so I can book people into the custody units across the map. Right. ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. It's been 1.5 hours. It's taken quite a wee while to do the update. But yeah, that is the update. That is you up to date. The applications, like I say, are open. If you're a returning member, you do not need to fill out an application. But that's if you're a returning member. But yeah, the applications are open. Is the if you ask in the Discord, that would be up to the discretion of the person. If they want you to fill out an application, you can always try your luck in the Discord. Sometimes we just ask you to sign up. So yeah, always try your luck in the Discord. That depends who you get. Sometimes we just waive the applications because they take ages to get all. They can take up to anything up to 3 to 4 hours to sort out. So yeah, always try your luck in the Discord. But yeah, that'll be it. I will be back in about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll be on Costa Coffee on Roadblocks because I think the guys are wanting me to go on. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, a very goodbye for now and see you all again very soon.